Hey everybody, I'm Katrina, the owner of Kathim Creations, Reefs and Things, and we are here in my basement in my workspace. And I figured I would come on live with you guys and jump on that bandwagon of making the Christmas tree out of balloons. And what I like to do when I come on is invite you to get your balloons. Hey Desiree, I invite you to get your balloons. Get your extra balloons. Get those Party City balloons. Get those practice balloons. Get that kit that you have and you need to practice. Practice along with me. I'm practicing. I have mixed good. Okay, so I'm using all Qualatex balloons, and this is the 16-inch Qualatex round green. Okay, so Qualatex green, just plain green. Okay, and 16-inch. So I'm going to blow them up. I'm going to use my machine and I'm going to blow it up to 14 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go 14. I'm going to tell you my thing is 14, 12, 10. Then we go down to 8. Then we go to 6. And then the last 3, we're just going to kind of gauge it by sight. Okay, I got to set my machine to the right size to get the 14-inch. And you know what, guys? When you blowing up such a large size, it seems like the balloon is going to pop. It does. But remember, this is 16-inch and you're blowing them up to 14-inch. So there's still some space in them. But, you know, when I was first blowing them up, I was like, ooh, it's about to pop. Don't worry about it. It's not going to pop. But it is something you have to get used to when your balloons start getting larger in size. You think they're going to pop. But you want to know what? If it pops, we got more, right? So here we go. Now, you don't have to round your balloons, but since I'm so used to rounding my balloons, that's what I'm going to do. Now, they look huge, right? So I'm just going to put them on myself and I'm just going to round them out. I'm pushing my hands in and I'm just rounding them out. And you know what, guys, I just realized I forgot to take my ring off. So I got to do that. So we're going to do the round Christmas tree, which means we need 5 balloons. Okay, not the 4. We need 5 balloons. Okay. So I'm gonna take off my ring. Felt it hit my balloon. I don't want it to go off. Hey everybody, thanks for checking in. And I just like to round it out some. And you don't have to do this part. You don't have to do this part, but since I'm so used to rounding out my balloons, I'm gonna do it. And once again, these are the 16-inch green Qualatex balloons, okay? So we got to do one more, right? And this is such a pretty green. But to tell you the truth, it would be even prettier if it was like a dark evergreen, right? I think that dark green for a tree is a little better to me. So I'm just tying this third one to a duplet, and then we're going to put all 5 of them together, right? So now we got 3 over here. We got 2 over here, and then we're going to just blend them together like we normally do to make a quad. But this is not a quad. It's got 5, right? So we're just going to bring it in, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to twist it around, and that's it. So we got our base. Now we're going to still use for the next level, like that's our 14. We're going to go down. We're going to set our machine and set it to 12. Now we're working on, we just did the 14. Now we're going to do the 12. And I got to set it. Got to set my machine to it so we can get to the 12. We're blowing them up now. We're blowing them up to 12. Okay. So it's up to 12. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if this was going to look right. Right? I'm thinking in my head that it's going to be right. Okay? I'm thinking in my head. It may be too drastic of a smaller size. You may have to go 14, 13, 12, 11, something like that. I don't think it will be bad. But like I said, we're just trying. We're just practicing, right? We're practicing. So when we do have a client that want this, we already know how to do it, right? We won't have to figure it out then. Like I said, you don't have to round your balloons. I'm just so used to doing it. If I don't round it before I tie it, I just feel like I didn't do something right. So we need one more. And I like, some people don't tie their fifth balloon into a knot before they put it into their duplet, but I do. I just want to make sure it's, you know, it's closed. It's not going to leak out no air. So I actually put them in a knot first, and then I add them to the duplet. You don't have to do that. You decide what feels good to you, and you go with it. This is just my style. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing we did for the 14 inch. This is the 12 inch. 3, 2, and then we add it together for the 5. Okay, and we're doing the 5 because we want the roundness for the tree. Okay, I told you guys earlier, I've done a Christmas tree before, but it was the flat one. Okay, so that's the 14, that's the 12. Now we're going to head on to the 10. Now for the 10, I'm using the Qualatex 11 inch. Okay, still Qualatex, but we go into the 11 inch. Okay, so it's going to be close to, we're going down to 10. Okay, so now Dawn had it where she kept using a 17 inch because it was going to be outside. Remember, if you're doing this outside, if this is for a paying customer, you're doing this outside, in the air, once it gets warm, the air inside is going to expand. You want to make sure you use a larger balloon, even for the 12 and the 12, the 10. You want to make sure you use that larger balloon. So when the air gets in, it starts expanding, it won't pop. Okay. But like I said, we're just practicing. Nobody's paying for this. We're trying to hone in on our skills, right? This is just for the house. And like I said, if I do donate it to someone, it'll probably be to a school and it'll be inside. So we won't have to worry about it being hot. Okay. So once again, this is the 11 inch Qualatex and we're doing it 10 inches. So I got to change the sizer on my machine. So once again, we did our 14 inch, we did our 12 inch. Now we're doing the 10 inch. And these are, once again, 11 inch green Qualatex balloons. Okay. I got it from the Amazing. Oh, yes. I have the machine. Oh, you do? You do, Trees? How do you like it? How do you like the machine, Trees? Once again, we blowing these 11 inch up to 10 inches, okay? And I'm just rounding them off. And you see me pushing them on my body. We're working on doing the Christmas tree. I don't know. And remember, we're going to add the third one to your duplet. And I like to wrap the neck twice and then tie it to another neck. Okay, so now we have our 3 and we got to put all 5 together. Okay, so we just add it in like we would regularly do our regular quads. Okay, we put it over here. There you go. That's our 10. Now we want to go down to 8. So I got to reset my machine. And I need to set it to, okay, let's see what this looks like. I like that better. Right? Look at it. See how it looks. See if you like the size, the drastic size. I thought to me that was too much of a drastic size, size down. So we're going to go with this. And it's probably, instead of it being 8, it's probably 8.5 or 9. Right? All right. I still think these could have been a little bit, but we're going to go with it. said, we're practicing. Maybe should have went to 9. So we got our 3. We got to put it together. And we give it a twist. That's our 8. So we're going to go to 6 now, right? Let's see what this one looks like. Like I said, we're making a Christmas tree. We got Qualatex green balloons. We have the 14-inch and the 12-inch size that we blew up. We used the 16-inch Qualatex green balloons. Then we went down to size 10, and then we did like maybe an 8.5 or 9. We used 11-inch green Qualatex balloons. We are still using the 11-inch green Qualatex balloons to go to size 6. It'll probably be 6.5, 7. That's too small. Don't like that. That's better. We can go with that. Let's see. Maybe we'll go with 6. Like I said, we're just practicing. So we're figuring it out. It's okay. And this is why you practice. That way, when it's time for you to make it for a customer, you don't have to guess, right? It'll already be there because you've already done it. Also, yeah, I like that. Also, write it down. Like, write it down. I have it written down. So that's why I'm not writing it down again. So I've already, you see me looking over to the floor because I've written it down already. Okay. All right, we're adding this third one too. Let's see. All right. So, okay. All right. All right, we're going to see how that looks. Size may be a little drastic, but we won't know until we put it all together and really see how it look all together. So I think we're going to go one more with the 11-inch Qualatex. I don't think we're ready for 5 inches yet. So let's just pull some more 11 Qualatex. Let's just go down a couple of knots here. Let's see how this looks. So we got this, and we got that. Yes. Okay, I like that. Okay, I like that. Before we go down to a 5-inch. Okay, so we got to do one more to add our 5th balloon. Yeah, 10111, big and fancy. Hey, everybody for joining. Y'all make sure y'all tap that screen and share. Okay, we're putting that over there. Now we're going to go to 5 inches. Now, I think that's too small. And we're just sizing it. I don't like it. I think it's too drastic, right? I think it's too drastic. So I'm not going to use the 5-inch yet. I'm going to go back to the 11-inch. I'm just going to go down with the 11-inch. And this is how you figure things out, right? I think the size was too drastic. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to go down. We got it there. Let's see what 2 is. I look a little smaller. That's 3. I'm liking that. I don't want my sizes too drastic. Now, when it starts getting to the top, yes. Like after this, we're going to use the 5 inch. It's going to get smaller. That's it. It's going to get smaller. Thank you guys for following. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to the 5 inch. Okay. We're going down to the 5 inch. Now the 5 inch, when you blow it up, it looks a lot lighter. Let me show you guys. It looks a lot lighter. See how that gets lighter? But it is a Qualatex green 5 inch. Okay? Be mindful of that. Okay? I'm noticing that. I'm like, I don't know. But I'm going to like that color change at the top. I don't think I am, but I got to see how it looks. It may not look bad on the tree, so let's give it a try. I'm not saying it's cheaper to cheap because it's more than that pink inflator, but I was only supposed to blow up one. Look at me, one in my mouth, not paying attention. Okay, so we got to add one to the duplet and then put it all together. All right. Thank you guys for answering for me. So if I missed something and you guys, somebody's answering the question, I do appreciate you guys answering for me. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. We may have to do another 5 inch to the top. We'll be done with making balloons and then we can put it together. And if you guys want me to slow down and show you something, just let me know. Just let me know and I can slow down and show it to you. Thank you guys for answering the questions. I greatly appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all like and tap the screen. And I think I want to do just one more row. What did I do with my 5-inch screen? All right. We want to go down. Yeah, it's out of my budget too, Big and Fancy. I hear you. That's what I said. I had to find something that was in my budget. I hear you. But I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna be able to get it though. Okay? I am gonna grow up and be able to get it. All right. I think this is my last one. This is all I'm doing. Okay. All right. So let's go to the 14, the Big Daddy. So, you know, you flatten it out. Remember, we got 5, right? Because we want the roundness. So we got 5. So we flatten it out. I'm going to get down on the floor. Okay. I'm going to tie my 261 into my 260 to this here. Now, I'm not worried about putting a weight at the bottom to hold it down because once again, we are training, right? This is not going to a client. If it was going to a client, I would either be weighing this down with some sort of water weight or sand weight or whatever right here in the center. Or I would make sure I have my, our Wally World stand and, we will be building it and then slipping it or either building it on the stand here. Okay. I am not doing that because this is just for practice. Okay. But for anything else, we know we got to make sure we have it weighed down. Okay. All right. I'm just looping this through the balloons here to make sure it's in there, secure tightly. And I'm making 2 knots. Okay. And these balloons want to pop up on you. That's just what they want to do. Don't worry about it. We go to this is the 12. And we're going to push this down. And once again, when you're dealing with 5, it's a little bit more difficult. You have to get your whole body. All right. Make sure you pull on your 260. Pull it around one of the balloons. Go underneath one of the lower balloons. Come back up that middle. All right. You secured it. Right. And I don't need to do too much more than that because once again, what are we doing? Practicing. Okay. So let me go and get this one. The 10-inch over here. Once again, these are those 5-inch, just 5 balloons. So, and we're going to make sure they're nestled correctly. So I am pushing down and pulling up. Let me bring it over here so you guys can see. I'm pushing down the balloons and I'm pulling up on a 260. Okay. We're going to wrap it around one of the balloons. Then we go down one of the balloons underneath. Pull it through. Come back up the balloon. We can wrap it one more time if you want to. Okay. Right. Let's go to the next one. This is it here. So we got 14, we got 12, we got 10, right? 14, 12, 10. Now this was the one I wanted to make the 8. I think we got it about 8.5, 9. Remember I said the 8 looks a little small. So, but that's just me. You may be okay with that 8 size. It just looked a little small for me, so I didn't want to do that. So once again, we want to make sure it's nestled. And what I mean by nestled, these balloons, my basement, this concrete floor has white stuff all over it. What I mean by nestled is you see how these balloons are sitting here? Everything is sitting, okay? You want it to sit down into each other, okay? So that's what I mean by nestled. So we got this either 8.5 or 9. So we're going to do the same thing. We're pushing down, pulling up with the 260, okay? We wrap it around one balloon. Go down to the balloon underneath. Come back up. We can wrap it around once. Right? We got the makings of a tree. Okay, so we want to go to the next size. This, once again, remember we wanted to make it 8 to 6. This is probably a 6.5, 7. Okay. Once again, we want to make sure it's nestled. Right? And I'm pushing down and pulling up. So I wrapped it around one balloon. I went up underneath another balloon. And then I came around and wrapped it across the top. Okay? See, you can move it all over the place. Right? We go on to the next size. And this is like a little smaller than the one right underneath it. Right? And we're pushing it down. And this would be like maybe a size 6. Pushing it down. I'm pulling on my 260. I'm pulling up on my 260 and I'm pushing down the balloon. It's nestled in there. Okay? You see how it's sitting in there. I'm wrapping around one balloon. I'm going underneath the one underneath, coming back up and wrapping once. It's up there. We go to the next size. This would be about maybe 5.5. Okay? 5.5. Once again, pushing down. I've nestled it, pushed it down. I'm going down, going in between, coming back up one, and that's it. Now, remember when I told you when we blew up these 5 inches, you see how it's lighter? I got to see how it look when it's all together because I really don't like the color contrast. I don't like that. So I may have to rethink using the 5-inch for this size. I may have to go to the 11-inch so it won't. But then the smaller ones is not, the color contrast is not that bad. So I may have to use the 11-inch for this 5, right? Because this is probably 6.5, 7. This is 6 here, and this is 5. Okay. Once again, we pulling up on the 260, pushing down on the balloons. We're wrapping. We're going underneath. We're coming back and going across the top. I don't like how that's a lime green. I'm telling you right now, don't like it. Now, when you go to the smaller ones, it starts getting darker. But we gonna work with it because this is practice, right? It's not going to a customer. Once again, we nestle it down. We pull up on a 260. We come down underneath the balloon, come back up, and then wrap. And we're gonna go to the last one. We do the same thing. We make sure it's nestled. We pull up on a 260. We come down, go underneath the balloon underneath, come back up, wrap once. We actually can add another row. Oh crap, there it is. Well, what y'all think? Hand pump. Now I'm over here on the side. I didn't go nowhere. I'm right here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me just take out 5 balloons here. And we gonna hand pump that last little size. Yeah, I think that's it right there. That's it right there. I don't feel like going over to get my agenda, so we just gonna hand pump it. That's why I brought it over here, just in case we had to hand pump something, because I know me. And now you don't have to do this. You could be fine with the tree the way it is. But remember, you make your design the way you want it, right? It don't have to be exactly like mine. We're all creators. So when you, as you building it, you decide whether, you know, it's good enough, it's not good enough. You need to add something, whatever the case may be. You need to change the size. You don't want to make it this big, then start 10, you know, 9.5, 8, whatever. You change the size of the balloon to the size of the tree that you want. Okay. All right, let me blow up 2 more balloons. Uh-oh. Let me blow up 2 more balloons. And that's just me wanting it to look finished at the top a little bit more better. That's all that is. Ain't nothing wrong with this tree. It's fine. It's just me being extra. This is what I do. My daughter tell you all the time, I do more than what I should do. It's a habit of mine. I can't. It's just me. That's just me. Okay. I love purple too. So once again, this is the top. I'm done after this. So I go from underneath. I'm pushing down. I'm pulling up with the 260. I'm going underneath the balloon. Going around the top balloon. Going underneath one at the bottom and going around the top again. And now I'm just making a figure 8 because I'm sealing these balloons at the top. So I'm just going around and I'm letting it go. That 260 is now gone. And that was 3 260s that I used to make this balloon tree that is 5'9", 5'10", like right at me. About 5'10", 5'11". Okay. Now, like I said, I have these, the 5-inch gold and the 5-inch red that I want to do as my accents. Also, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to do a star on the top, and I wanted my star to be gold and red because that's my color of my tree. Green, gold, and red. I wanted to do regular traditional tree colors. So, I mean, Christmas colors. So I wanted my star to have both gold and red in it. So I have 246 red stars. Okay. And then I wound up getting 246 gold stars that I have not blown up yet because I wanted to show you guys how to do that. Okay. So it's over here on the floor. I'm going to actually bring it over here. So when I'm ready to do it, it's already over here. So this is how most of the star balloons come. They do have star balloons where they're all in one. You pump one in and it blows all the little star pieces up. Those are nice. I still like to do it the regular way where you blow each piece individually. That's how I did these. And then I tied them together. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys. You just put your hand pump, or you can blow it up with your machine. I don't suggest you blow these things up with machines because you got to be very careful. You will pop them. You will pop them. Now, I do blow up my mylar balloons with the machine. They're bigger. I do not suggest you use your machine for this. Now, you can if you want to, but I can just about guarantee you're probably going to pop them. So your best bet is to use your hand pump because it's only 1, 2, 3, maybe a slight 4 pump. That's it. That's all you need for these balloons. Okay, so you go 1, 2, 3. You come back out. Now this needs more than that. And then look, that's all you need. So you don't need an electrical pump because it's not going to take you forever to do. So what you do is you put your nozzle underneath the little plastic tab on it. Okay. And then when you get through blowing it up, and you only want to blow it up so it looks tight, not where it's too tight. Like you got it, it's tight, but you got a little give to it. Okay. Because trust me, you blow it up too much, you're going to pop it. It's just that thin and easy to pop. Okay. So you want to be mindful of that. So you just put it underneath the little tab and you just blow it up with your hand pump. And then you pinch where that tab is, where the pump went in to seal it. These are self-seal balloons. There are balloons where you have to use a heat sealer to seal them. These are not those. These seal themselves. Once you pinch the tab together, they seal. Okay. That's why I didn't blow these up before coming on live, because I wanted to make sure I showed some of you guys how to do that, if there was a question. All right. And this is going to be a 12-point star because we're doing 3 sets of gold and 3 sets of red. And the set is 2. Okay. Normally, most of the stars, they will come, the stars will come in the bag as a 50 pack of stars. And that's 5 stars, 10 stars, 10 points to a star. Okay. Okay. So we've done that. So what we do is we take the long tabs now. This is where we filled it up at. You stick your nozzle, you pump it till you got a little give in it. After and then after you do that, as soon as you pull it out, you press on it to seal it. Okay. You take the long tabs that you have and then you tie it together. Now you don't tie it together where you're tying it right on top of each other like that. You don't want it that close. You want to have a little space in between them because we're going to be twisting them together. Okay. So if you tie them too tight, you're not going to have any space to twist them together. So you make sure you leave a little space, like maybe a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. See how that is? Okay. To twist them together. Here we are again, right? Take the long tabs and then we tie it together. And you leave like maybe 1 inch, 1/2 inch in between them and tie them together. Okay, we're going to do the last one, showing you guys. And this is not something you have to do. This is just me being extra. This is just my brain. I want to have the red and gold going all throughout the Christmas tree, right? Okay, so we're going to make the star. So we're taking the gold. And like I said, I'm alternating colors because I want my star to be gold and red, right? So we have our pair. Okay, where we connected them at. And then we're going to put them together like we do our duplicate balloons, right? We put them together and we give them a twist. We go to a gold. We put them in the middle. We put them together and we give them a twist. We go to a red. We put them together and we give them a twist. We go to the gold. Go through the middle, put them together, and we give them a twist. Now you see how it's getting tighter? That's why you leave that space, right? You got one more to fit in. So we go in the middle, we push it in, and when we get it, we give it a twist. Now this point is getting tight. So this is our start. Now I look like I got more red on one side than gold. So then you move them around, right? Let's put a gold over here, right? Let's move this. Let's see. No, don't want that there. No, I think that's good. That's good. So just to show you how this looks, get my shoes off. Right? That's your tree chopper. It can be any which way you want to put it, right? Right? Okay. Let's blow up our 5 inches and make some yummies. Or maybe 5. 5, we can go with that. Okay, why is this not coming out right? And that's 4, 5. I think we can do one more. And then we'll do 6 in the gold. Thank you guys for following. Make sure you share, tap the screen. Thank you guys. I greatly appreciate you. Let's see. All right. Remember, guys, you can dress your tree up any which way. You can go get a garland that they have at the HL store or at the DT store. Go get yourself some garland. Matter of fact, I got some right over there. I can actually bring it over. You can stick them in also. Dress up your tree. Now, I don't want to like put these in here. Now, you could have made these smaller. I just made them a size that I want to. You make yours the way you want to. Okay, so remember that. Let me move my camera over so you guys can see because I'm on this side now. Hold on. Let me just move you guys over a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to go get some rubber bands, and we're just going to put this on with rubber bands because it's easy, it's simple, and it's quick, right? All right, so I just have a bag of rubber bands. And I can't see your comments because the computer's over there. So I'm just going to put a couple of them around my wrist so I don't have to reach down in the bag and get them. And this is a good idea when you're at your venue if you use the balloon technique, which let me tell you something. I suggest it made some of my installs so quick and simple, even quicker than sometimes the 260. Okay, so sometimes it was just quicker just to put this around a balloon and then twist it and then put it right where I need it. So now I'm gonna start at the top. Now the ones at the bottom, I may have to use 2 rubber bands or go get my larger ones because going around the 14 and the 12 at the bottom, these rubber bands may not fit. Okay, so we're gonna go up to the top here. We're gonna go on over here to the side. And what we do is we just stick the balloon right around, and there we go. That neck to the back. Go get a red. And like I only made 6. You can make as many as you want to, right? Make as many as you want to. Now, you can use the 260 method if you want to, right? You can just use glue dashes, glue dots. Once again, your low temp glue gun, right? To attach it. Remember, this is just for practice purposes, right? Practice purposes. So I don't want anything to be permanent, okay? This is practice purposes, right? So I'm not looking for anything to be permanent. We're going to get to the point where these are going to be tough to get around the balloon. So I'm going to have to get a 260. because it's going to get tougher to get around the balloon, right? So I'm gonna have to go get some 260s, which I have 2 sitting over there that I can actually work with. Let's see if we can go around this one. And you just squeezing around the balloon. And I'm just mainly concentrating with the front of the tree, right? I'm not really worrying about the size in the back because, like I said, this is not going to a customer, right? This is just for practice. And I'm going to move that red because I don't like that red in the line there. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can get it around the big one at the bottom. Let's see. It's a 260. Yep. Oh, yeah. There you go. Go with a gold over here. And a red. And what I did with the 260 is I just wrapped it around the balloon. I'll show it to you. I mean, what I did, yeah, with the 260 with the yummies. And this is just for training purposes. It is a way that you can put it on. I take the 260. Since I'm only using this one, I'm not using another. Normally when I do my garlands, I have 2. So I tie one end of the 260 to one end of the 260 to one group of yummies. And then I take the other end and attach it to this one. But being that I'm not attaching them that way, I'm just going to take the 260 itself, come through the middle, and then I'm going to tie a knot. The 2 open ends, tie a knot. But I actually went through the balloons, like did an X to make sure it's secure to the balloons. And then I tied a knot. And you see me stretching it out to make sure it's stretched out. Okay? I'm going to come up here to the top. And mind you, like I said, I would make these smaller. Okay? I would make these smaller. They're really too big for the portion of this tree. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't like the size. But this is training. Now I know. So when I do it, again, I'll know to make these yummies smaller. So, if we're going to use a tree topper, use the star as a tree topper, I'm going to need to put a dot here and a dot on the other side. So we're going to put a couple of dots here. I'm going to put a couple of dots over here on this side. Yeah. All right. Okay, why is that not sitting right? Come on. Come on. Let's see. All right. I like. The only thing I don't like is that hole. Where's my green? Let's see if we can fill up that hole at the top. All right. So We have our topper. Let's talk about balloons. These are all green Qualatex balloons. Okay. All of them are green Qualatex balloons. The bottom is 14 inch. I use the 16 inch green Qualatex balloon, but it's blown up to 14 inches. Okay. The next row, it is 16 inch green Qualatex balloons blown up to 12 inches. So we started with 14. We're up to 12. Okay. 12 inches. Then we went to the 11 inch balloon and we blew this up to 10 inches. So we went 14, 12, 10. Once again, this is using a 16 inch green Qualatex. This is using a 16 inch green Qualatex. When I went to the 10 inch size, I went to the 11 inch Qualatex balloon. So we only used a 16 inch for the 14 and the 12. I went to the 11 inch Qualatex green balloon for the 10 inch size. Now, when we got here, I wanted to go to 8. I didn't think the 8 looked right, so I think this may be like 9. This is also using the 11 inch green Qualatex balloon. The next size up is probably like 8. Okay, because I didn't like the size difference. So it's probably like 8. This is probably 7 on top of it. This is 6 inches. And then the top is 5. Okay, when we start going to small, going up, we used the 5 inch Qualatex green balloon and we blew it up to full capacity to 5. Okay. Okay. So these are 11 inch. So we got the 11 inch used for the 10. We use the 11 inch for the 9. We use the 11 inch for the 8. We use 11 inch for the 7 or 6.5. Okay. You have to play it by ear with the sizes to make sure it looks right. This is now starting using my 5 inch balloons. This is blown up to 5 inches. Okay. The next one is probably 4, 4.5. Then we go down to 3 and then we go down to 2. Okay. And that's all using the 5 inch Qualatex green balloons. And you size it how you need it, right? This is what I used. Okay. As you build your balloon tree, just see how the sizes are. And you guys saw, if you watched me through my video, you saw when I got to the 8, I didn't like it. It looked too small. I blew it up. I changed the size and I blew it up more, right? To make sure it looked right. So you guys decide on that. Now, when we got to the top, we put the star together. So we got 6 gold star balloons and we got 6 red star balloons. Okay. So that's 3 pairs of each color. We put the single things together to make pairs. Then we twisted them together. Okay. We made the sets of 6. And then we put them all together to make the star. Okay. So that's how we did the star. So this is the makings of the Christmas tree. This is your tree. Now, when we start upselling, well, we can touch a little bit on that tonight. You start throwing in your presents, your balloon presents. These are handmade. Okay. That's an upsell. See how cute that looks next to the tree? I have a red one in there I didn't make yet. Now, if you guys want to see me make that, I can. This is all basic. What I consider basic. We start upselling when we start adding things more around it. So you offer doing 2 or 3 of these, right? You do one on each side. You got one in the middle. Then we get some candy canes, stick some in the back, some in the side, you know, get some of the candy Christmas, you know, the green and red, the green and white or the red and white balloons. You try to get the smaller ones instead of the larger ones, and you place them all around the tree. Get those mylar balloons to add to your tree for an upsell. Garland. Let's talk about garland. Garland. Let me give you an example of how you can do it. Snip off a piece, right? Snip off a couple of pieces. There you go. Right? Keep snipping off pieces. Small pieces, about 2 inches, 3 inches. That's all you do. Snip off some pieces, 2-3 inches in size. Whatever you decide. Just to give your tree that little pop. This can be an upsell. Right? All right, guys. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And until I see you on my next video, I want you guys to definitely be safe. Okay? All right, guys. Bye.